My name is Wu Yuchun, and today I would like to present my research, Factors Affecting the Adoption of e-wallet among university students. To begin with, e-wallets have become one of the most widely used digital payments mentioned today. We can use e-wallets to pay food, transportation, online shopping, and many other daily transactions. The COVID-19 pandemic also increased the use of cashless payments because people prefer to pay without touching cash. University students are among the most active users of smartphones and digital technologies. However, although e-wallets are becoming more popular, not all students are willing to use them. Therefore, it is important to understand what factors influence university students to use e-wallet service. The rapid development of financial technology has significantly increased e-wallet usage in Malaysia. Popular platforms include Touch 'n Go e-wallet, GrabPay, Boost, and ShopeePay. University students are a particularly important group because they are highly exposed to digital technologies and represent future long-term consumers. At the same time, Malaysia is moving towards a cashless society through various government programs that encourage digital transactions. Understanding the factors that influence e-wallet use can help service providers improve their products and better meet users' needs. Although e-wallets are becoming increasingly popular, some students are still not sure about using them. Several possible factors may contribute to this issue. For example, students may have worries about security and privacy. Some may not think e-wallets are useful enough in their daily lives. Others may feel that e-wallet services are not very convenient. In addition, social influence from friends and family may affect the decision to use e-wallets. As a result, the number of users may remain lower than expected, reducing the effectiveness of digital payments programs. Previous students mainly focused on general consumers, while studies that focus especially on Malaysian university students are still limited. Furthermore, previous findings on some factors are different. Based on the literature review, several research gaps were identified. First, previous studies reported different findings regarding the effects of ease of use and security on e-wallet use. Second, limited studies have combined technology acceptance model variables with security, social influence, promotions, and convenience in a single framework. Third, this is limited focus on university students as a unique consumer group. Finally, there is still limited research evidence from Malaysia higher education institutions. These gaps motivate this study. This study has 6 objectives. In particular, it aims to examine the relationship between perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, security, social influence, promotions, and convenience with the adoption of e-wallet among university students. Based on these objectives, 6 research questions were developed to determine whether each factor significantly influences e-wallet adoption. This study is based on the Technology Acceptance Model or TAM. The model proposed that users are more likely to adopt technology when they perceive it as useful and easy to use. In addition to the original TAM variables, this study also includes security, social influence, promotions, and convenience. A total of 6 hypotheses were proposed. Most hypotheses expect positive relationships with e-wallet adoption, except security, which was accepted to have a negative effect due to possible worries about privacy and transaction safety. This study adopted a quantitative research approach. A cross-sectional research design was used. The target population consisted of university students from public and private universities in Malaysia who actively use e-wallet service. Convenience sampling was employed. A total of 300 respondents took part in this study. All respondents were usable. Data were collected through a structured questionnaire distributed Google Forms. The questionnaire used a 5-point Likert scale, including 6 independent variables and 1 dependent variable. The collected data were analyzed using SPSS. For data collection, respondents were first identified as university students who had previous experience using e-wallet service. The questionnaire was developed based on established measurement scale from previous studies. The service was converted into an online Google form and distributed through social media platforms and online communication channels. Participation was optional and respondents were informed about purpose of study. After data collection, the responses were scaled, cleared, and analyzed using SPSS software. Now let's move to the findings. The results show that 4 hypotheses were supposed. Perceived usefulness had a significant positive effect on e-wallet adoption. Social influence also had a significant positive effect. Promotions positively influenced adoption. Convenience was another significant factor. However, perceived ease of use was not significant. Surprisingly, security showed a significant positive relationship, but the hypothesis possessed a negative relationship. Therefore, H3 was not supposed because the actual result was opposite to the proposed direction. Among all variables, perceived usefulness was strongest factor. This suggests that students are more likely to adopt e-wallets when they believe the technology improves efficiency and makes transactions easier. Convenience was also important because students value payment methods that are fast, flexible, and accessible. Social influence significantly affects adoption, indicating that recommendations from friends and family can encourage students to use e-wallet service. Promotions such as cashback, discounts, and rewards were also effective in encouraging student users. On the other hand, perceived ease of use was not significant. One possible explanation is that today's university students are already familiar with digital technology, so ease of use is no longer a major concern. Regarding security, students who perceived e-wallets as secure were actually more willing to adopt them, highlighting the importance of trust in digital payment systems. To conclude, this study found that perceived usefulness, social influence, promotions, and convenience significantly influence e-wallet adoption among university students. Perceived ease of use was not significant. Security was important, but the results did not support the proposed hypothesis. Overall, these findings can help e-wallet providers better understand students, users, and improve their service. Thank you for listening.